Why would God allow for scarcity in the universe? Free Will and the Secrets of the Universe. God and the Evil of Scarcity is a book written by Professor of Economics and Theology at Providence College, Albino Barrera. The book explores the complex relationship between the concept of God and the existence of scarcity in the world. The book argues that the presence of scarcity and limited resources on Earth raises questions about the existence of a benevolent and omnipotent deity. One of the central themes of the book is that scarcity is not just an economic phenomenon, but a moral one as well. The author argues that scarcity creates a situation in which some individuals have access to the resources they need to meet their basic needs, while others do not. This leads to unequal distribution of resources, inequality, and creates a moral dilemma for those who believe in a God who is both good and all-powerful. The author presents several possible explanations for why God would allow for scarcity on Earth. One such explanation is that God gave humans free will and that the choices they make are responsible for the creation of scarcity. Another explanation is that scarcity is a result of the fall of humanity and that God is using it as a means of testing and refining his creation. However, the author also acknowledges that these explanations do not fully address the moral dilemma posed by scarcity. He argues that a better explanation is that God is using scarcity as a means of allowing humans to learn and grow, and that it is through overcoming scarcity that humans can develop their character and become more like God. Scarcity and free will. Economic scarcity and the concept of free will in the context of God are two interconnected ideas that can be seen as complementary to each other. Economic scarcity refers to the limited availability of resources, including time, money, and goods, which creates a need for individuals to make choices about how to allocate these resources. On the other hand, the idea of free will in the context of God suggests that humans have the ability to make choices and act freely, without being determined by divine intervention or predetermined fate. These two concepts can be seen as connected because the limited availability of resources creates a need for individuals to make choices, which is made possible through the exercise of free will. In this way, economic scarcity can be seen as a manifestation of the free will given by God, allowing individuals to make choices about how to allocate resources, economics and charity, and make decisions that determine their own fate. Alternative views. Unlike many economists, who focus primarily on the technical and quantitative aspects of scarcity, Barrera puts emphasis on the moral implications of scarcity. He argues that the unequal distribution of resources created by scarcity is not just an economic problem, but a moral one that calls into question the goodness of a God who would allow for such inequality to exist. Some might argue that economic inequality is not a significant issue. The argument is that inequality is a natural result of the diversity of human talents, skills, and abilities, and that it is essential for a functioning economy. They might also contend that inequality can be a motivator for individuals to work harder and strive for greater success. Moreover, some argue that policies aimed at reducing inequality, such as the redistribution of wealth, can have negative consequences on economic growth and innovation by reducing incentives for investment and entrepreneurship. Barrera's view on scarcity differs from that of many economists. Is his belief that scarcity is not an inevitable outcome of the world, but rather a result of human choices and actions. This perspective is in contrast to the more deterministic view of scarcity held by some economists, who see it as an inevitable aspect of a finite world with limited resources. Finally, while many economists view scarcity as a problem to be solved through technical solutions, such as increasing efficiency or boosting production, Barrera sees it as an opportunity for humans to learn and grow. He argues that by overcoming scarcity, humans can develop their character and become more like God, who is both good and all-powerful. Adam Smith on scarcity. Adam Smith had a view on the connection between God and economics. Smith was a Scottish economist and philosopher who is widely considered the father of modern economics. He is best known for his work, The Wealth of Nations, in which he lays out his theory of the functioning of a market economy. Smith believed in a benevolent deity and saw the workings of the market economy as being in line with the divine order of things. He believed that individuals pursuing their own self-interest in a market economy would lead to a naturally efficient and prosperous society, guided by an invisible hand. Smith saw the market as a reflection of God's wisdom, where individuals' pursuit of self-interest results in the general good. Smith's view on the connection between God and economics was rooted in his belief in a providential order in the universe, where everything happens for a purpose. He saw the market as a reflection of this order, where individuals, through their self-interest, help to create a more prosperous and harmonious society. Adam Smith had a view on the connection between God and economics, seeing the market as a reflection of God's divine order and the workings of the market as being guided by an invisible hand. He believed that individuals pursuing their own self-interest would lead to a more efficient and prosperous society. Conclusion. God and the Evil of Scarcity is a thought-provoking book that explores the complex relationship between the existence of God and the reality of scarcity. I don't agree with all of it. I do believe inequality is inevitable. But, the author presents several possible explanations for why God would allow for scarcity on earth, and argues that it is through overcoming scarcity that humans can develop their character and become more like God. The book is recommended for those who are interested in theology, ethics, and the relationship between faith and economics.